Hello friends, my name is Theo, and today in this exciting Mixed Media tutorial, we'll be talking about optimized media in Davinci Resolve, what it is, why you need it, how to use it, etc. So without further ado, we'll hop into Resolve and keep talking about optimized media. So what optimized media is basically whenever you record footage, sometimes it's in a format that isn't really easy to play back. So whether that's raw footage that needs to be debayered, or it's H.264 footage, which is highly compressed and needs a lot of processing power to get sort of uncompressed so it can be displayed. Sometimes where you've got a lot of heavy footage, or if you're just on a slower computer, that can really bog you down. And it's really sort of a drag to try and edit that stuff. So in the olden days, you could make proxies, but here, Davinci Resolve makes it really easy to just make optimized media, which is the same thing as proxies. It's just a little easier to use. So the first thing we'll do is we'll go in this little bin. You see we've got some DNG footage, which is raw footage, and we've got some QuickTime footage, which is ProRes, which is pretty nice to edit already. So maybe we have some trouble playing back these raw files. What we can do is select them all, right click, and go to generate optimized media. And this is a small little sample of clips, so we've only got a couple to select. But another really easy thing to do is you can go to your smart bins, right click, add a smart bin. We want the video codec to contain, we actually want it to not contain ProRes. So all of our footage that isn't already in ProRes gets put in the smart bin. Create a smart bin. Now I've got all these things that we can go through, and can go right click, generate optimized media. But now I might be thinking, great, Theo, but when I made proxies, I could choose what kind of proxies I wanted. Maybe I was just editing and I only needed, ProRes LT, or maybe I was doing some color stuff and I just need a little boost. I wanted something nice and big and heavy. Well, we can change those by going to our project settings, which is Shift 9, or if you've got your navigation panel open, it's the little gear down here. But we all know that we don't like that little navigation panel here at Mixed Media, so Shift 9 it is. And then in our master settings, we can go down, and here you see we've got our optimized media format. So you see right now I have mine set to DNX, HR, HQX. Honestly, I don't really ever use optimized media, so it's just sort of set arbitrarily. But you see we've got a nice little assortment of things. So if you're just editing, maybe these little lower quality ones, DNX, HR, SQ, DNX, HR, HQ. I like HQ a lot. Or if you're doing HDR stuff and you really want to retain a lot of stuff for grading, this DNX HR 444 HDR is very good. Also, a little tip, if you're using footage that has alpha, these top three ones are going to be what you want. This uncompressed 10-bit, uncompressed 16-bit, or DNX HR 444. And also, if you're on a Mac, you'll have two more options, ProRes 4444 and ProRes 4444 XQ. So those will be what you're using if you're doing stuff with an alpha channel. And then the other thing you have is this optimized media resolution. So I have mine set to original. And you've got these other things, which are pretty self-explanatory, half quarter, 8/16, and choose automatically, which is a very interesting one, because what this will do is if you're, say, working in a 1080 timeline and you have 4K footage, this will make proxies in 1080. So you'll have even less stuff to deal with. Or if you're doing a project that's shot in 8K and delivering in 1080, it will scale those all the way down. And you may think that's ridiculous, but it's happened to me on more than one occasion. So just know that exists. We won't talk any further about that. So now we've got our type of optimized media, but where is it storing it? And the optimized media is stored actually in our cache files location. So here, for some reason, this always gets changed back for me. So cache drive, DR cache. Okay, excellent. So that can be another good thing. There's a project I'm working on right now, which is it's got a lot of footage on the drive that's all sort of all over the place, and the drive is really slow, so it's sort of hard to edit off of. So here I could actually make optimized media from the stuff that I'm working on, save it to this cache drive, and then be able to scrub through it there. It'll be nice and fast. It'll be all pretty formats to work with, and it'll be on a fast drive, and also won't disrupt the folder structure of the project. So that's another really good use for optimized media. And then also, whenever your drive gets full, you can go to playback and then delete optimized media, and that will disable it. You've also got this check mark for use optimized media if available, so you can turn it on and off, which is really handy because you might be editing with optimized media where real-time performance is really important for what you're doing, and then you hop over to color afterwards. You can uncheck use optimized media and then go back to the source footage to be better for grading, but you won't have the same real-time playback. Well, that's totally fine because your coloring and playback isn't as important then. At least for me, it isn't. Here you can see in our media bin, we've even got a little flag for optimized media. So right now there's none. If I select maybe one of these short clips and go to generate optimized media, it'll go ahead and generate this real quick. And if you're generating a lot of optimized media from heavy footage, this will take a while. So it's a good time to go get a sandwich. And here you see we've got optimized media. It says original resolution. This will also be a good time to mention I've got a video that I just put out on the signal flow in Davinci Resolve for the order of operations for when this stuff happens. So optimized media actually happens after debayering and after clip attributes. So if you see, we go and change our clip attributes here and say maybe we put an image flip on this. You see right now that gets rid of our optimized media. So just know about that. If you've got like a bunch of anamorphic footage that you need to put in there and you go and generate all the media and then you're like, oh, I need to do clip attributes. You need to regenerate it all again. So just remember that stuff. So we've got that in there. And then one other thing is whenever you go over to your render page, Shift 8, deliver page, if we scroll down to advanced settings, you see we can disable use optimized media. So you can be editing your optimized media and have it be a really lower quality thing. You can be grading on optimized media and have it be, just not the source files, which is always sort of not the best. You can just unclick this use optimized media and you'll go back to the original source material while you were editing on, nice and fast stuff. So that's a really good thing to know to use. Hopefully this helped out some. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike. No matter what, leave your feelings in the comments below. I know that this is something I've been asked about a lot, so hopefully this, answers the questions you had, or at least answers the questions that I had. If you want to support Mr. Media, go and check out mrmedia.com/products and purchase some things there. We've also got affiliate links for Time and Pixels products, which I just like a whole lot. So I've got a link for that down in the description. If you use the code Theo15 there, it's 15% off. And I think that's all I have for today. So once again, I've been Theo with Mr. Media. Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.